Turn up the volume. I can't hear you.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to bring the show in with this. Is that okay, Shannon?
All right.
This morning. Shannon, if you could, I'm going to start a watch party. If you'd like to start a watch party on your cell phone, we are live. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the Good Morning Show. My guest is Shannon and Davis. She is a powerhouse. Take a listen to this amazing song to get your morning pumped. We're going to let some more people join us.
If not, you don't deserve it. It's yours if you want it. Whole world, you can own it. Believe that you're worth it. If not, you don't deserve it. Turn up the volume. I can't hear you.
Shannon and Davis, good morning. Beautiful. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. As you said it correctly, it has been a year. It has been a week. It has been a month. But we just keep pushing forward, and I feel like women are just so resilient, aren't we?
I think, yeah, we definitely are. I don't know that we have much of a choice.
That is good. Yeah. And your voice was the perfect way to start the show today. I am so excited to have my guests, Shannon and Davis. Good morning and welcome to the Good Morning Show. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you for having me.
So I would love for the Good Morning Show family to get to know you, Shannon. And in a moment, we'll be saying our good mornings. We open up the show and say good morning to all the viewers. We consider you all family. Thank you for tuning in. This is your place for faith in the morning. And more than anything, we want to know where you're tuning in from, what city. Go ahead and write it in the comments. If you are watching, you have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Again, that's StreamYard.com/Facebook. You could be watching us from the Good Morning Show page, and we will see your comments on that page. And Shannon, we have a wonderful woman who was my guest last week on the show, watching this morning. It's Dr. Bracy. She's Senator Randolph Bracy's mom. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Bracy.
I heard from her last night. She's like, I'm going to be watching the show, Candy. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's an honor. It's an honor. So Shannon, if you would, could you just introduce yourself to the Good Morning Show family? Let them know a little bit about you.
Of course. Good morning. I am Shannon N. Davis. I am an attorney in the Orlando, Florida area. But before I was an attorney, I was a singer. And I've always loved music. It's always been my passion. It's something that I've wanted to be a part of for my entire life. So in my firm, I practice in business, entertainment, and real estate. And the entertainment portion allows me to stay as close to music as possible because that is my passion. I actually have an undergraduate degree in voice from Rollins College. And while I was in undergrad, I was also a mortgage broker. So we've got like all these different moving parts, right? So I was a mortgage broker while I was in undergrad and then went on to law school. And when I went to law school, I knew immediately that I wanted to be an attorney for entrepreneurs and be an attorney for those that are in entertainment. But while I was in law school, I was also a teacher. So I switched. I believe that you can do whatever it is that you want to do in this life. I don't think that God limits us. I think we limit ourselves. And when people make that comment, let's think outside of the box, I think we should sort of embrace the notion that the box doesn't exist, right? So we don't even have to think outside of it. We just need to think without limits. And so I've lived, at least tried to live without limitation. And so, like I said, I was teaching. While I was an undergrad, I taught math. And I was able to use a program, actually create a program that taught math with music. So there's a thread. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What is the name of the program? Do they still use it?
I called it Project Mathic. It's not anything that I passed on to anyone, but ultimately what I did is the kids knew every song on the radio, right? And I knew that they knew every single song on the radio, but when I asked them about two-step equations, they were like, we don't know what that is. We have no idea. And so, for instance, I took Sierra's 1-2 step and took the music, stripped the voices from it, and I wrote, a two-step equation, just a quick little song for them to catch what two-step equations were and how they would work. And they loved it. And so each group of students came up with their own song based off of some popular music that they enjoyed at the time. And it was really amazing, really amazing. My kids made FCAT gains, and they enjoyed learning, and they did a great job making sure, because, I believe that we work hard and then we play hard. And so I let them play hard because they worked and they were able to make those gains.
I love it. And, so when I was reading this article, and the reason why I used the Renaissance woman as part of the title for the show as well, is I just couldn't believe what I was reading. Like you said, an educator, in real estate, you're an attorney. And I love how you say before any of this, you were a singer. So that's absolutely beautiful that it is Renaissance, because you're really using both sides of what we say, both sides of our brain.
Yeah.
Very technical, business focused, but then you have this creativity. I think that's absolutely beautiful. First of all, you guys, she is like one of our most beautiful guests this morning.
Thank you.
I kept telling her that. This is awesome. You're so gorgeous. But I just want everyone to kind of know a little bit about those beginnings. And you say that it started with music. Yeah. And where did this love of music come from? Like, about what age did you start?
If I asked my mom, and I have asked her, I said, Mommy, when did I start singing? Because I've been writing music since I can remember, singing since I can remember. And she said, I truly believe you started singing before you started talking. It just was. And it's a trip because my brother has 2 children, and I watched the youngest of my nephews, and he sings, and he's been doing it since before he still does it. I mean, he's learning to speak as a toddler. But before then, he was always singing and copying different runs and riffs. And so I was the same way. I would not stop singing. I think she said I may have been about 4 when I want to say my granddad asked me to sing in a group full of people. And I did. And she was like, there was no like fear. You just jumped out and started singing in this group full of people. And it was nonstop then. Nonstop.
That is amazing. And so you developed that to the point where you actually went to school for it.
Yes. I'm not someone who believes that we can't be educated by life experience. And so when I was going to go to college, I told my mom, I don't want to go to college unless I go for something that I'm passionate about. And, oftentimes people want you to go for so many different reasons. Now, I did become a lawyer, but I didn't plan on going to school unless I could do something that fed my soul, right? And music feeds my soul. Music is that, that first love. So she said, go for it. And I ended up at Rollins College. I got a degree in vocal performance. I loved the experience in not just because I grew up in the church. So I would always sing, right? In every opportunity I got, I sang in church, every project in school, right? They were like, I would either write a poem or sing. And everybody already knew that's what I was going to do for my projects. Yeah. So it was something I needed to be a part of. I needed to be able to expand upon that. And I was able to become classically trained and learn, more about this art that is for all of us. That is what our universal language.
I love it. And you did all of this, and you became an accomplished attorney and businesswoman. And then it sounds like you have, and first of all, I want the Good Morning Show family to know we're meeting for the first time.
Yes.
I think that makes probably for the best interviews, because I am literally not scripted, just getting to know you, which is so amazing. But I did see that we probably have some friends in common in the Orlando area. There's this group of women that are just so tremendous. They're so amazing. And so there's a lot of connections there. But you've done all of this, and you're a mom, which I'm just finding out. So tell us a little bit about your family.
No, I'm not a mom.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you said my kids. You meant the students.
Yes, I have 126 children, but they did not come from me.
Awesome. No, that's great. I was like, wait, I didn't read that anywhere. I didn't read that because I was doing my homework.
I am very much family oriented. So I have a very close relationship with my own mom. We have so many different dynamics to our relationship. It's crazy because we have that mother-daughter relationship, but we are also friends. She is my confidant. We work together. And so there are so many different moving parts. But my family, when I was mentioning my family, I was mentioning my nephews. I've got two beautiful, beautiful nephews that are at my house constantly, right? And they are so amazing. And so when I do become a mom, I'm hoping that I know that there has to be capacity in my heart to give, so much more love. Because these two, I tell them all the time, you are my favorite people.
Yeah.
Favorite people in this world. But yeah, we have a very tight-knit family and we are together all the time.
She's like all the time.
Because we've been working from home, right? And the boys don't really understand that TT is working. So they knock on the door and they're like, can I talk to your friends? They're not here today. Because if they were here today, they would walk in to try to look on the camera. I would like to talk to your friends this morning.
So funny. I love that. Kids are so unapologetic and just bold because they feel like I've got access to her. Why not? Because I have an 8-year-old. And so sometimes we'll be doing this and you guys can see off camera that her head is getting closer and closer to the screen. And I'm like, my hand is down here like, no.
That's exactly how it is. I get on a Zoom call in the morning with a group of ladies, some attorneys, some, from different walks of life. An attorney friend of mine decided that she needed coworkers while we were going through the pandemic. And so we get on a Zoom call almost every morning. And I always see the boys kind of trickle in because they need to talk to the friend. And they climb up on, I'm like, I am not a jungle gym. They climb up on top of me and they're just like, I just wanted to talk.
That is so
often.
Well, it sounds like we're all having the same experiences and good ones. And then we're all experiencing the same thing in terms of what's happening in our culture, Shannon. And we talked a little bit about this before we started. And I said, Town Hall Tuesday is dedicated to having conversations in the space of, being faith-filled community and really just kind of sharing our heart on Tuesdays on how have you been dealing with the pandemic, with the social injustice. And so as I was reading this article, it was absolutely beautifully written. And a lot of it is where I got some of the information about you being this Renaissance woman. Tell us a little bit about the article and then a little bit about your platform to where it says here, her purpose is to maximize your voice. Learn how Renaissance woman Shannon N. Davis, Esquire, is working to eradicate, silence, and turn up. And I think I have the article cut off here. Turn up the volume on your interests. Talk a little bit about your heart and your passion towards just, everything, your platform.
So I believe that I'm a voice maximizer. And what that means is, like I said, so the firm it's a law office of Shannon and Davis, but we do business as MYV Law Firm, which is maximize your voice. And to maximize your voice really means to breathe the life into your interests, to breathe life into those things that concern you. And, where the law firm is concerned is to breathe life into your legal interests. But I believe, like I said, because I am a voice maximizer, it is about breathing life into every area and sort of shining a light on those things that you may have issues with, those things that you may want to confront. And so we've been dealing with so much in this, we say it's been this year, but I haven't shared this publicly, but I will share it now. In November of last year, my mother became sick, and we thought that maybe she just had bronchitis, so we treated her for bronchitis. But she was home for weeks before we finally said, you know what, this isn't getting any better. We took her to the hospital. And so we go to the hospital and she's told that she has pneumonia. She's in the hospital for about 4 days and was released I think the Sunday before Thanksgiving. About a week later, I started feeling really sick, and I spent the night in the hospital with her. But a week later, I started feeling really sick, and I thought maybe I have bronchitis. No worries, let's just deal with that really quickly. I went to a doctor. I got medicine to treat bronchitis. They give you like that 7 or 10 day steroid and antibiotic. I took the 7 or 10 day steroid or antibiotic, and I think when we got to the 10-day mark, I was worse. So we went to the emergency room, and I was given again a steroid and an antibiotic. I was told, you have pneumonia. Okay, we'll deal with pneumonia. And went back home and got worse. And at this point, I was crawling on the floor just to go to the restroom. It was bad. And my mom said, we're going back to the hospital. Now, I'm not big on hospitals. I have work to do. And I'm just like, look, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't need it. Just leave me alone. And she said, no, we're going.
Yeah.
When we got back to the hospital, I was told that 2/3 of my lungs were now full of liquid, to the point that they could hear the system of fluid. And typically they don't hear it, even if you have pneumonia. And it was making a whooshing sound, like whoosh, 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 whoosh. And ended up hospitalized for 10 days. But for those 10 days, they could not determine, the doctors were so confused and could not determine what illness I was dealing with. They thought that it was pneumonia. I was treated with over 14 different rounds of medication that my body was rejecting. And no one, I mean, I had doctors walking in confused. They had given me so many different medications. And again, they were confused, and I was fighting for my life. And at the 10-day mark, when I did get released, I was still sick. I still had pneumonia. I was still dealing, but my levels had come down. And I'm assuming they came down to a place that might've been manageable for me to be able to come home and recover at home. This is before the United States was told anything about a COVID-19.
Right.
And so for me, it was this life-threatening thing that we didn't even know about was attacking my body, right? And I remember my mom said, she came into the room and she thought that I was talking in my sleep or something of that sort. And she kept saying, huh, what are you saying? And she said, you know what? I know that you know God, because you weren't talking in your sleep. You were praying over your life in your sleep.
Ooh. Yes.
There was a fight, right, on the inside of me. And I saw someone that said the virus has been here. Oh yeah, I know. And I know for sure that that's what attacked my body. But there was a fight that was on the inside of me, right? To maximize my voice in my sleep. Yeah. With the volume on the interest of my own life in my sleep, to seek, right, the help that comes from above and ask him to heal my body. So it's what he created me to do. He created me to turn up the volume. He created me to speak, even when it doesn't seem like the right time, even when we don't know, right, what it is that we're supposed to say. The word says that the Holy Spirit will make intercession for us, right?
That's right.
And so even when I didn't know what words to pray, even in my slumber, I was praying, right? So I just think that it's important for us to know that we are in a time, we are in a space where if we don't speak up, then we're essentially acquiescing, we're essentially agreeing, right, to all of the chaos that is coming, or all the chaos that's going on. And I don't stand in agreement. So when we talk about maximize your voice, I always, and the song actually was written because, and so I just want to say the lyrics really quickly so that you know what it is. It said, oppression, depression, breaking you down, shutting you out, feeding your doubt. It's declassifying you, breaking your pride, making you hide so you won't fight. It's yours if you want it. The whole world, you can own it. Believe that you're worth it. If not, you don't deserve it. So turn up the volume, because I can't hear you. Cry loud and spare not. Maximize your voice. Maximize your voice. And the second verse says that life equipped you with a powerful tool. It's free for your use if only you choose. We're just waiting for you to make your move. And it's within reach if only you speak. Turn up the volume. So ultimately, we don't even, it's crazy. There's this notion of permission, right?
Yes.
So you walk into a room and the music is low and you want to hear it, right? But it's so low and you've got to ask whoever is in the room for permission to turn it up. We don't need permission to turn up the volume on our voices.
Shannon, you better come on.
And so it's like, I'm just waiting. We're just waiting for you to make the move that you're supposed to make in this life to fulfill your purpose. And I believe that, like I said, my purpose is to turn up the volume on anyone's voice who has an interest, who needs right to be heard with regards to, like I said, their issues, those things that concern us. And we've got so many of those happening right now, like you said, as far as the pandemic, and then what's going on socially and what's happening to us as a people with regards to our freedoms and our rights and our responsibilities.
My God, first of all, this is why we do Town Hall Tuesday, and we have a special treat because Shannon is also a musical artist. She's a singer. And so we'll definitely dive into that in a moment. But everything you said, I got chills as you were reading back the lyrics. We played the song to open the show this morning. And when you hit that line that said that you don't deserve it, what's the line that comes before you don't deserve it?
So it's yours if you want it. Whole world, you can own it. Believe that you're worth it. If not, you don't deserve it.
Let me tell you how that made me sit back like, ouch. You know what?
Yeah.
Why am I not using the gift? And that's biblical too, because we see in the Word of God where God has given us abilities and giftings and talents. And he expects us to go out and maximize that. Even the parable of the sower, the seeds that were, or the talents, that were given to the different men, and they had to go out and maximize that. They had to go out and multiply that. And if they didn't, it was taken from them.
And it's not for us anyway.
No.
You didn't get those gifts for you to hold them hostage.
Yes,
right?
That's right.
They're for us to be able to share so that someone else can be healed, so that someone else can be delivered, so that someone else can be set free. It does not belong to us. We already know my life is not my own.
Come on.
Right? It doesn't belong to me. And I think we spend so much time concerning ourselves with that, trying to wrestle with this idea that I am my own person. I belong to me. I can be silent if I want to. You can't. And you shouldn't. And you shouldn't allow anyone else to silence that's on the inside of you, right?
I'm telling you that somebody needed that word this morning. I'm looking at some of the comments here. We have some good mornings from, hey, Shanae here in Sanford, Florida. Good morning. And Shelly Fan is also here. Shelly, good morning. Someone needed that word this morning because we keep asking for permission from all kinds of sources. But God said, I've already given you everything you need for life and godliness. So just take dominion. Go out and take dominion. And so when I heard those lyrics, I played the song before I played it on live here. I was like, oh man, I needed that kind of like a swift kick really quick, you know?
You know how they say you have to speak to yourself first? It kicks me every time I listen to it. I'm just like, oh, because it reminds me that even when I get to a point of silence, we all get there. We all get to a point where it's just like, I don't want to. And even when I get there, if I want whatever God has told me, right, that I can take dominion over, I've got to believe that he's already made me, positioned me so that I can be worth that thing. But I have to cry loud and spare not, right?
Yes. So this is the song. I would love for all of you to do a couple things before Shannon blesses us with going out in musical fashion. We'll be ending our segment. We have 2 segments today, Shannon. You're welcome to stay tuned and listen in. But we have more of our town hall talk after we're done here with this first segment. And I think that every time I start the show, I want to say this. I always pray before the broadcast, and I want it to flow. I want someone to be set free. I want someone to be encouraged. I want so much for anyone who's watching this to feel like I can tune in any day of the week and receive a word and go about my day and maximize your voice.
Yeah.
The perfect start to our show. So thank you for this. I want you guys, can they just go out and Google Maximize Your Voice or your name to find this song?
Yes. So my name on there is Shannon Natasha.
Okay.
So if you Google Maximize Your Voice, Shannon Natasha, it should pull up.
That would be amazing. And then before you sing, I want us all to do something. I always ask the Good Morning Show family, hit the share button. This is early, I get it. So not everyone gets up and watches this, but then we'll have hundreds and thousands of replays after the fact. And I would love for someone to get this word this morning because it was so critical what Shannon has shared with us. So hit the share button and tag someone's name in the comments, and they'll come back and watch this, and they'll truly be blessed. But tell us a little bit about your practice and where we can reach you, because Shannon, I didn't know that one of your focuses was entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to talk to you after the show a little bit later.
Perfect. I will be here to help you to maximize your voice, right?
I love that. You're so good.
So we are a law firm, MYV Law Firm, is here so that we can, we endeavor to educate, to empower, to enable, and to equip you to maximize your voice. And that's in business law, in real estate law, and in entertainment law. And all of those are close to my heart. All of those are something that I have experience in. I am an entrepreneur myself. And so I love being an attorney for businesses, to assist businesses as best as I can. And that's in any spectrum of business contracts, mostly contracts, but intellectual property and any sort of business disputes, startups. I assist businesses. With regards to real estate, as I said before, while I was an undergrad, I was a mortgage broker. I am also a licensed realtor. This is something that I have experience in, but also something that I bring into my practice. Right. And then with entertainment law, I represent people that are in the industry, right? People who want to make sure that their contracts are sound, that they have the rights to their intellectual property. And ultimately, entertainment law is really about the manipulation of that intellectual property, your copyrights, trademarks, your music, your novel, your whatever it is that you create, right? That's the entertainment law portion of my practice. I can be reached. You can always reach us on our website at www.maximizeyourvoice.com. That is maximizeyourvoice.com. We're also on social media at MYV Law Firm. And that is on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram at MYV Law Firm. And we hope that, in the event that you do have a legal interest that you need to turn up the volume on, that you'll allow us to maximize your voice.
I love every part of this. And I'm so happy we met. I'm like, am I just now meeting you? But certainly I am just so grateful that I believe these are all God connections.
Yes.
Each of my guests, every time someone comes on and shares content, it is right on time. You see MYV Law Firm on the screen, everyone. And there's also a phone number here. And I'm glad that popped up.
Yes.
I'll let everyone screenshot that, take a picture. You know what? Shannon, are you going to take a picture of us? I don't know if you can, if you have your phone there.
Let me see if I can take a screenshot.
I'm going to take a photo because I never take pictures of me and my guests. And I'm like, what am I doing? I think this is awesome. But if you guys can take a picture, write it down, the phone number, and also go to Shannon's website and you will, I think that they're going to learn more about you, your practice, how you can help everyone maximize their voices. And right now, we would love for you to maximize your voice, Shannon.
Of course.
What are you going to sing to close out this segment?
So I will sing How Great Thou Art. Like I said, I have an undergraduate degree in voice, and I think it's important that we really go way back.
This is perfect in every way. Everyone has been very contemporary, or artists have been singing their own music. We had a few that kind of went, old school, but I think this is right on time. So you have the floor. I will be here backstage listening and with you here on camera.
All right. Oh, Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars. I hear the roaring thunders, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. And all will see how great is our God. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. All will see how great, how great, how great, how great, how great thou art.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I'm trying not to scream so I wake my daughter up. That was amazing. Oh my God. For all the classically trained artists and singers, we understand the work that goes into your gift and your craft. And we have some hand clap emojis. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
Our Good Morning Show family, they're trained now. We're like, we do hand clap emojis here. Oh my goodness. I have got to ask all of you to hit the share button. And some of you who just joined late, but you caught our moment of worship and you took it back. Sometimes we need those classic examples of how people were in awe of God.
Yes. Yeah.
I said this on a broadcast a while ago. I was like, a lot of the contemporary songs about me and God heal me and God do this for me. And it's very me-centered lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
But the lyrics of old are like, you are magnificent. You are great. How great you are. And so
yeah. He is our healer, right? Our deliverer, the one that will set us free. He's the one who we're supposed to exalt and lift up, give all glory, right, to his name. And so every time I think of that song, I think about, how great you are. And then, like I said, with everything we're going through, how great you are that we are still here. How great you are that we still have the opportunity to maximize our voices. How great you are that I am healed, right? That my body is healed. And even if I stand in a place, right, where I'm not feeling so great, I know that you're greater than every issue, every problem, every circumstance. So how great is our God?
Oh my goodness. My guest, everyone, please go to Maximize Your Voice. It's Shannon and Davis. If you didn't know, now you know. Please go out and check out the single too. You can search for it's Shannon
Natasha.
Shannon Natasha, and you can type in Maximize Your Voice, Shannon Natasha, and find that single. It will absolutely be your anthem for the morning. I think I need to play that as I'm putting my makeup on and getting ready for the show. But we pray all success over your business, over your practice, that God would just continue to expand and even show you more things that you can do, because you are the Renaissance woman. My guest is Shannon and Davis. Everyone, thank you so much, Shannon. And I guess I'll be calling you later.
Yeah, and I will look forward to that call.
Well, Shannon, I don't know if you have ever met Mika King, but Mika King, she's also a talented artist, singer. She's here in the local area, has worked in broadcast as well. She's going to be on here in this next segment, so you're welcome to stay tuned in. But we will let you go start your day. Shannon, thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys, it has been a morning already. That was absolutely magnificent. I can't wait to connect with Shannon after the show. It's like, okay, I'm going to get through the show. We're going to have another powerful segment here to wrap up our morning. Town Hall Tuesdays is dedicated to giving anyone who would tune in, a safe space to talk about the things that are happening in our country, in our world, in the context coming from a community of faith. So, we have some thank yous too, Shannon. We have a thank you, Shannon and Candy. And this is so amazing. I know she's still backstage, but it was such a great way to start the broadcast. And I want to bring on Savannah and Mika King this morning. And welcome, ladies. Good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Good. And your audio sounds great. So I have had Mika King on to kick off the series, Music Can Heal a Nation, a couple of weeks ago. Time flies.
Yes.
I can't believe it's already been a couple of weeks. So that video continues to be viewed and viewed and viewed. That's why I say it's so important for everyone to hit the share button, tag a friend's name here in the comments, because as that goes out, that broadcast was so powerful because we talked about music and you sang beautifully, but then the message that you spoke, I told you I wasn't even ready for it. and Savannah's like, yeah, you're not ready for it.
Oh, she knows me. She knows.
I didn't want the show to be silent.
Mm-hmm.
I it's a faith-based show. It's inspirational. It's, pick you up and a lot of smiles on the air. But I wanted also to give people a place where they can come to and find hope and hear knowledge and get wisdom and be empowered to go and do something.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
And so I want to welcome my guest this morning. We'll have Savannah. Would you introduce yourself? And then Mika, would you also introduce yourself so everyone knows a little bit about you?
Perfect.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Savannah, and I've been an entertainer in the Orlando area for about 8 years now. I worked full time at Universal, and that's where I met Mika. Yeah, that's where I met Mika. We did Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees. We opened that show together. But I've just worked in the regional theater circuit there, and I'm very glad to be here. This is really amazing, and Shannon, wow. Thank you. What a great morning.
Oh my gosh. I was sitting back there. My hands were lifted. I'm like, oh my goodness, that voice. It was absolutely amazing. So I don't know if you ladies are on your computers, if you can start a watch party, but I've started my watch party. If you want to do that, you're perfectly welcome to. If you're on your cell phone, you don't have to worry about it. Just we'll share the video later. But I want to invite all of you to hit the share button now, start a watch party on your page, because I think this conversation is going to be very powerful. We'll probably be here for about 8 minutes or so, but I think what will be said will be something to really empower you and encourage you. So thank you, Savannah. It's great having you on the show and meeting you. We want to know a little bit more about your talent in just a second too, because I'm hearing singer. Are you a singer or performer, overall dancer?
I'm like a singer, dancer, actor. I'm in grad school right now. I'm getting my MFA in acting. So I'm trying to just do a little bit of everything, trying to get some work.
Yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So Mika, most of us know you, but we want to have you introduce yourself to those who may not know you.
Hey guys, I'm Mika King. I am from the Central Florida area, and I am a worship leader, recording artist, musical theater actor, and dabbling now a little bit into some TV film. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm born and raised here, and it's just, my heart to better our community and move our community forward in any way possible, especially our entertainment community. And so that's kind of what our focus is on right now.
And I absolutely love that. And I had no idea that when I started this series, that there would be so many talented artists that are already letting their voice be heard out there. So it all really came together because entertainers have a platform. Mm-hmm. And I see that in our nation, that a lot of entertainers, singers, comedians, actors, they're speaking out.
Absolutely.
And their voices have so much weight and so much influence. So I want you to talk about, you sent me the information. I'm going to try to display it on the screen. I may go off camera just so everyone can see it without blocking us, but do either one of you want to talk about the initiative that you have going on?
Yeah, I'll start and then I'll toss over to Savannah. So we are doing a forum, an online virtual forum. It is the Central Florida Entertainment Advocacy Forum. And it is basically to further the work of our entertainment community here in Central Florida to be a more equitable and anti-racist industry. So basically, what has been happening the last several months is that the covers have been coming off of everything. And we have a unique opportunity right now in the fact that we are, for all intents and purposes, shut down for a bit. And so we have the unique privilege of rebuilding and reshaping our industry in the way that we would like to see it be when we come back. So we want to have the hard conversations. We want to open up the discussion. We want to make our allies aware of, the things that have been going on, that we have endured, that we have, experienced, and the ways that we want to strategize and organize to make those things better so that we can be an industry that is equal opportunity, that is centered around, everyone, that everyone gets a fair chance, a fair opportunity, and that we have safe and equitable working spaces, and that people of color are not in places that are not welcoming to them, or places that are sometimes harmful. And that's something that we have to really understand in a lot of what's going on right now. A lot of people think like, oh, this is something new, like why are people all of a sudden offended, and where's all this coming from? It's not that it's new. It's not that it's all of a sudden. These are just things that we've endured and not spoken out about. These are just things that we've not been able to have discussions about, that we have silently, taken on, or we've talked amongst ourselves. And now, we have the opportunity to raise our voices. We have the opportunity to speak. And so we want to do our part in making it better for those who come after us. We want to do our part in making sure that, we don't have to have a third civil rights movement, that this is, that it ends with us, that we create the country that we want to see, and also that we create the entertainment industry that we want to see. So that means breaking down the barriers, tearing down the walls, dismantling systems that have intentionally been meant to oppress and have evolved into systems that still oppress, even though the intents have changed. So we want to address those things. We want to address implicit bias and microaggressions and all of the things that actors and actresses and just everyone in the entertainment industry has had to endure. And we also want to highlight the role that our allies play in that. And that's why Savannah is here, because she is heading that charge with me and leading our allies. And this is why this is important. So Savannah, if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Meeks. When Mika asked if I wanted to come on and talk about allyship, it's funny because allyship is an ongoing life investment, and allyship is not the goal. Change is the goal. And so that's something that I'm hoping that myself and Beth Marshall will be able to speak on. We're going to be talking about actionable items that we as allies can constantly be implementing, because theater serves the people, and we need to focus on, like Mika said, we have this time where we have a still quality. We get to kind of sit down and look at things, and instead of using our theater space, our entertainment space to, just be a mirror to reflect humanity, how can we use our voice that we're so used to expressing as a means to, like a hammer to reshape our humanity? And so that's what we're going to be focusing on as allies, is not the quality, it's not a quality or an identity, it's actions. And we as allies need to constantly be reminded allyship is not the goal, change is the goal. And so that's what we're going to be talking about and hopefully implementing into our culture and our community. because there are a lot of intentions, like you said, there are a lot of hearts that are in the right place, but they aren't set to movement yet. And that's as small as when you have a Black woman in your cast and her tights aren't, she doesn't have tights that represent her identity, speak up for her. It can be as simple as that, and then it can be as large as making sure that every stage has representation, that Black stories are being told, and then that they're being led by Black leadership. So there's a huge spectrum.
So I've seen several people in my own company, and I have also seen this on social media. How does someone become an ally? Give me the definition of ally and anti-racist.
So my understanding is from research and honestly paying Black women there are tons of classes that you can take and lectures that I've listened to. And so what I know allyship to be is a commitment of daily actions toward identifying and eliminating racist behavior within yourself first. It starts within the self first. So it is hard to talk about, okay, how are we going to eliminate racism in our industry when it begins with the individual? But so that is the definition as I have been taught, and it is daily action, and it's identifying, so looking within and knowing what the symptoms are, what the behavior looks like, and then eliminating it.
Savannah, can I just say thank you? I know that you and Mika King are very close, and I'm just meeting you for the first time, but I want to say thank you. There are other friends and family in our lives, for those who are watching, that have allies, and to be able to come out and speak so strongly and passionately. You said being committed to it, the change day by day. That is literally changing a mindset, changing of things that you were taught. That's an individual choice that you're making. Like no one is forcing you to do that. And I just think it means so much to me and the viewers that are watching that we have allies in other cultures, many other cultures, that are saying, I'm committed to undoing the racist thoughts that I didn't even know I had. Like, you know what I mean? So I know, Mika, you want to jump in here too as we wrap.
And I just want to say that's what's so great about Savannah, and why I asked her to go on this journey with me and bringing this forum to our area, is because this is not, I know she has been plugging in and doing the research and self-reflecting, and that is also important. But I know from a life aspect and doing life with her that this did not just start here. This did not just start here for her. She's had my back at stages that were not situations that were not safe for me, situations that were not equitable for me and other Black women. And she stepped in, she spoke out. She was, a voice before we were talking about any of this, And so she has lived the true definition of allyship. She's lived that. She has put in, she's put in the work. And so I feel like her voice is reputable as far as that is concerned. And I can't wait to have for her to bring other people along, on this journey with us, because, all right.
People. I love it.
From the first moment I met her, I called her Sprout, because she just has this little energy about her that is, she's such a great spirit, and she spreads that wherever she goes. And I'm honored to do this work with her. And, just to tell you guys a little bit more about the forum, it's a 3-day forum. It's online. And I think Candy has put the links for the forum on the screen. It's 3 days. The first day is a day of healing. And that is for people of color, Black people in the industry, for us to get together and share our experiences and strategize. And that is only for Black industry professionals. And then the second day is where we invite everyone to the table. We invite everyone to the discussion. This is Black industry professionals and our allies, and those who are willing to listen and to learn, and even those who are not willing. because everyone needs to hear it. It has to start somewhere. It has to start with having the hard conversations. And so we're going to share our experiences. We're going to talk about, what our expectations are, what we hope to see, what we want to dismantle, and how we want to go about doing that. And then the third day, again, is a day of collectivity. Everyone's with a seat at the table talking about the importance of education, the importance of allyship. We're going to have some industry veterans talking about their experiences and what they want to see changed and how we can go about doing that. And the thing that I love about this forum, it was birthed from the Broadway Advocacy Council. And it was a forum that I went to regarding that council, and it was amazing. It was based out of New York, and it really centered around Broadway. But I felt it would be so powerful to have the Central Florida area see the faces that they work with all the time, that they see on set, that they see in rehearsal spaces, and that they share the stage with, that it would mean so much more coming from us and having our community come together collectively to do the work. And so that's why this is so important to me, because it's centered around our area and our microcosm that is entertainment in this area. And of course, I hope that, this spreads like wildfire, that the Broadway Advocacy Council, what they're doing, spreads to chapters all over, the US, so that we can, one place at a time, start dismantling this and changing the face of what entertainment looks like. And so I'm so excited. We've got some heavy hitters going to be joining us. We've got Cassandra Lewis speaking. We've got Michael Mormon, who was formerly the head of entertainment for Universal Studios. Black man, powerful, amazing man, and so humble. Devonda Simmons, who owns No Drama Entertainment, who contracts shows at Disney. Cheryl Carbonell, who is a lead actress, like she's on all the things, you can see her, and so she'll be there. And that's just a few of the people. Dennis Neal, who helped start Mad Cow Theater here in Orlando. So we've got some major heavy hitters. Beth Marshall will be joining us talking about allyship as well, and she's another one like Savannah, who, she didn't just start this work. This is not new to her. She's been true to the game for a while, and so we want to amplify all of these voices to, again, just change the face of how we view entertainment and how we view our work and our art and our craft, and how we go about making it equitable and anti-racist. You asked about what anti-racist is, and really, basically, it's not enough in this day to say, hey, I'm not a racist, because there's so much happening, there's so much going on, and we cannot sit idly by and allow, things to happen. So being anti-racist is standing up outside of yourself to the things that are going on around you or in the world, being a voice, speaking up, lending your support, and dismantling the things that you may see that you may not actively be a part of. So being anti-racist takes more of a commitment, it takes more of an effort, but we want to eventually have an industry that is not only, filled with allies, but filled with people who are anti-racist and who are tearing all of that down and tearing down the systems that have been anti-Black for so very long.
So long. Well, ladies, I applaud you, sincerely applaud you. Savannah, Mika King. Savannah, what is your last name? Because I didn't have it on the screen.
Similarly.
Okay. I didn't have it. I was like, I'm just going to call her Savannah. Well, I put this on the screen. There are 3 days, and a day of healing, a day of listening and reflecting, and a day of accountability. All of them are on Eventbrite. So good morning, show family. I'm seeing your comments like, I needed this. This is amazing. I love this. Thank you so much. You're courageous and powerful. Both of you are, and you're championing this. And it is going to be a 3 days of change. Like each day as you go on, I know hearts and minds are going to be softened and changed. And that is my prayer for you. So we really, our hats off to you. And thank you for doing this. Thank you for taking this on, because you're doing it because you know you have to, but so many more people need to step up. And so let's support you guys. I'm going to put it on the screen one more time so that everyone can see. Go to Eventbrite and one last thing before we wrap. Mika, is this on Facebook where they can go to a Facebook page and then to Eventbrite, or can they just go out to Eventbrite?
Yes, there is a Facebook event page. So
Okay.
you can go to that page and click that you're going, and all of the links and the information for the forum are there on the Facebook event page.
Okay.
But make sure that you register. That's the thing that we really want to stress. It's important and imperative that you register, because you will receive the links to the actual event. You cannot attend the event without a registration. So it is very important that you register. And the reason why we're doing it that way is because we really want this to be a committed and safe space. We're not just broadcasting it for the world to see. This is a committed and safe space for everyone. And so you'll have to register.
Wonderful. Well, we cannot wait to support you. Savannah, thank you for being with us this morning. Mika King, thank you. You guys are always welcome. You can come back every Town Hall Tuesday and maybe even after to talk about what happened and talk about the next action and how we can get behind that. I'm going to bring the music in here for the Good Morning Show. Goodbyes. I don't want to leave.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you for coming.
So much.
Thank you for sharing your voice. Everyone, it is time to take action. The links are on the screen. Take a picture. Make sure that you register. Until next time, we'll see you all tomorrow morning. There you go. 7:45 a.m. It is the Good Morning Show, your place for faith in the morning. Bye, everyone.